Thanks again for being with me today in this part 3, Gilmore Car Museum. We're in the Pierce Arrow dealership. Making our way through to the other barns and buildings. Look at the Pierce Arrows. Wow. 32s all have the famous, iconic hood ornament and our mascot. Look at the cowl flaps, as it were. Cool those engines down. All right. A quick look through here. Boy, this looks like something that Roosevelt would ride in or something, right? And all the way back. Be right back. Well, this 1919 Pierce Arrow Model 66 A4 Tour, it was commissioned by Roscoe Arbuckle, Fatty Arbuckle. He has some history there in Hollywood. You ought to read about him. Well, this was Fatty's car. Yeah. All right, then. We'll move along. Of course, Pierce was into many different things, including motorcycles. Again, another driving ramp for the second floor of this building. Let's go in and have a look. A little bit about this building. Wow. What an entryway. Hood ornaments and mascots all around. Chandeliers. Whoa, look at this collection over here. Yep. Wow. Might have to come back and do a video just on this building alone. This is absolutely fabulous. I can't remember coming in here. Last time I did, this wasn't set up. Look at all of the mascots and hood ornaments. Wow. This is the Marvin M. Tamerhoff Automobile Mascot Collection. Wow. I'm sure mine are in here. I have 3 at home, but they are uranium glass. And I don't see any uranium glass here. Right back. Wow. Okay. Art in motion, to say the least. Wow. Deco. You hear the term Art Deco, okay? All right, this is a 37 chord 812. Well, if that ain't Art Deco, it'll do till Deco gets here. Be right back. Look at the hood ornament on this 1933 Stutz. Looks like a flying Egyptian. Not walking like the Egyptian. That one's mascotting like the Pharaoh. Look at down here. Look at the floors. You can eat off them, literally. Man, oh man, oh man, the Packard Speedster. I'm going to save this building for another time. Come out here and do a little closer, in-depth adventure of a couple of these cars here. We have quite a bit more to take a look at, and this will take some time. I think that you should agree that this is nothing to take lightly and just pass over. So I will be back in this building another day. When they have car shows here and drive-ins and so forth, this area here is just loaded full of cars, custom cars, muscle cars. They have Mopar weekend here, and then out here on the lawns going all the way back, nothing but cars. Sometimes thousands of them. Right back. Okay, in this barn, everything to do with camping. 47 DeSoto. Let's look at the mascot on this. How do you like that? Wow. Going camping, wipe the bugs off that one, right? Cool little 47 Durfreen camping trailer. There's a Jeep. 41 Checker Bantam. Wonder where that was made. Kalamazoo, Michigan, of course. But you didn't know that they made Jeeps. Well, they helped out in a lot of different ways. All right. Pretty cool in here, too. Be right back. 48 Crosley. Right next to a 40 Ford. Made it through the war. It's one of the naval anti-aircraft cannons that was made. It's a 3-inch Mark II, made by General Motors, Fisher Body Division. Nice going, baby. Helped out in the Pacific. Here's the way my mom and dad learned to drive. Oh, out on the side roads by their parents. This was an actual school. Yeah, they never went to that. Yeah, this is brand new this year. Fireplace and an indoor eating area, it looks like. They're gonna probably put a little bit more dining out here. They do have the dining car over here. Well, here's a fellow's mom's favorite car, and so he built a model of it out of brick. Pretty sure this building right here was the tower at the drags over here at Martin, where they renovated that whole track. I think that was the timing tower. Don't quote me on that, but it sure looks like it. And here's another replica of the old filling stations. See the sight windowed pumps in the center. You'd pump the fuel up to the amount that you needed. There was little graduations in the glass that would tell you how many gallons you had. And you'd stop, you'd reverse the flow mechanism, and it would gravity flow down into your fuel, into your gas tank. Another pump here, a little bit newer style, similar, and one of the very new ones. When I was a boy, this is what we had right here. Like this. Of course, all the oil pumped into these little bottles right there, dispersed into your crankcase by the attendant. And there's a water can too. Pretty cool how they've saved all the old vintage tires just to display. Hey, we're gonna go in the old carriage house now. Oh boy. We're greeted with a replica of the Wright's Flyer. A cool old bar. And I think it's a real one too. I think this is open. And a nice little area through here. Sit, have soda pop with a foam on top. Yeah, look at this over here. This cool car in the corner. Nice Rolls Royce there, huh? Wow. Well, guess what? That car right there is used in the Disney movie. It's the Gnome Mobile. Right here. 1930 Rolls Royce. Phantom 2. A Sedanka DeVille. The Walt Disney Gnome Mobile. 1967. Remember how the back seat and the gnomes and everything were so small? Kind of like the little Putians. Okay, let's go back here and take another look at Disney magic. Welcome to the screen used giant Gnomemobile. And moved here to the museum years ago. And see some of the stills from the movie. There's Walt Disney during a visit to Kalamazoo. He was friends, the curators here, knew the Gilmores, and had been here on this property. Might be some pictures of that here somewhere, but there's the back seat. of the Nomobile. Look at there, crank the big window up between the driver's area and the privacy of the back. Real cool, huh? Who'd ever think you'd see something like that? Now you have here today now the Nomobile. Take a closer look. Here's Walt Disney and longtime friend Don Gilmore, curator of this museum. They're out at the airport, Kalamazoo, immediately following Disney's arrival for a visit in September of 1964. And there's Walt Disney and Genevieve Gilmore, museum co-founder and wife of Donald Gilmore, posed during a special welcome event for the Disney, or for Disney at the museum. Pretty cool. Another picture there outside this building of Walt Disney, the Gilmores all together, right there. Pretty cool. Right back. There we are again. Little Nomobile. There they are. And we're going to be right in the front seat right here. There were cameras here at one time filming. And here is the back of the front seat. Right here. I'm going to stand right up here and look right over into the back seat where all the filming took place. You can see how it would make a normal sized person look very gnomey. Just like there. I'll be right back. So today we've gone through about 75% of the museum. I'm going to come back and do a little bit longer video on the other building there. You know, look here around the premises. Go back and take a look in this building. Of course, it's air conditioned. George and Sally's. Go in there and see what's going on. Just a couple minutes. I'm going to probably do that. I'll be right back. Yes, and again, folks, I'm going to come back, future event here, and focus pretty much on everything that's inside the building we're looking at right here. That's really special. Right back. Now here's the first building. Early in 1963, retired president of the pharmaceutical manufacturer, the Upjohn Company, Donald S. Gilmore, entered the antique car hobby by acquiring 3 vehicles. To keep up with the rapid growth of his collection, he began searching for historic barns as display structures. And this is one of them right here. The whole bunch. Yep. Oh, this is the diner. Pretty cool. All right, right back. There I am. Okay, we're going to exit through the Heritage Center. Probably take a look at some merch. Can't help but do that. 33,000 square feet here. Opened in 2012. Inside they have a nice little snack bar here and a real cool collection of the pedal cars hanging all about. All through here. Boy, that's a snazzy one right there, that blue one. Very cool. Also have a old Wurlitzer jukebox, and of course their standard phone booths. I used to use the heck out of these things. Now, this little fire truck right here, okay, this was the hottest thing going when I was a kid. My parents couldn't afford one. There were 4 of us little boys. These were kind of expensive. They were about $27, $28. And there was no kids in the neighborhood that had them either. The ladders came off and the little hose unreeled. Yeah, it's quite a thing. The bell rang. Yep, that was a top-end toy right there. Of course, it's displayed here vertically on the wall. I turned sideways, but it looked kind of funny. So again, we go see a 1,800 horsepower Super Cobra Jet electric motor. 2023 Ford Mustang. 2 electric motors right there. Top of each other. And this is a dragster. Went for the strip. And all the electrical connections just to power back here to the rear end, I guess. Anyways, I'll be right back. Let's go take a look here in the exit room. Oh, the merch. How you like my terminologies sometimes? The exit room. I've been in a real exit room a couple times. Of course, you're going to have everything about your cars and about Gilmore himself. Everything that you expect to see in little shops like this. Toothpick holders, those are shot glasses, don't pull my leg. They used to have several motorcycles here, more than what they had. But those, I understand, are no longer here, just the ones that we've seen. That's pretty cool. All right, see you in the next one. Be right back. And there again, we're going to exit here in the front where we came in. See the Hoosier Racing tires right there? All right. Okay, let's talk about those outside here in just a second. Be right back. And there are the Gilmores. Donald and Genevieve taking a little ride through their beautiful museum property here. Of course, now his company turned into Pfizer. Pfizer bought them some years back, and yeah, they're still growing. Right back. And again, here at the front door, you can see other buildings, barns that they're working in, and we'll be opening things there when they are ready. I'm going to go out here and talk a little bit about that Hoosier Racing tire. Okay. Back in the day, everything was pretty much Goodyear. All local tracks around here and everything. I'm not certain the history of Hoosier, but one day they popped up at a local short track near Kalamazoo. Guy came in there selling Hoosier tires, racing tires, and about got beaten to a pulp. Get the heck out of here with them, we're Goodyear. Well, these people, they stayed with it. Some guys started running them because they were quite a bit less expensive. And you started seeing more teams that had, very little to invest in their cars and, just backyard operations running Hoosiers because of the price difference. And the next thing you know, guys say, hey, they're not a bad tire, they're a good tire. And next thing I can remember, the day that they allowed the Hoosier salesmen on both the tracks that were near here to Kalamazoo, that they allowed them in with their van pulling the trailer, selling the tires. And no one ever looked back. But there was some rumpus about that right off the bat. Well, for a while. Not anymore. Run Goodyears, run Goodyears. Run Hoosiers, run them. Just win. Just go try. Try to win. Go have some fun. Thanks again for watching today. This third part. I sure appreciate every one of you. My new subscribers, welcome again. And we'll see you all in the next one. Have a great and safe day from the Gilmore Car Museum. Enjoy.